It's me, Video Game Donkey. Not really though. Wouldn't that be funny if this was secretly Donkey's hidden Let's Play channel the whole time and also he sounded like a completely different person? That would be quite the shock. It'd certainly give a boost to my sub count though. Hey, it's that funny guy from that other show. So this guy's got a Squirtle. That's pretty neat, isn't it? You don't typically see ordinary trainers with the starters. The game gives you the impression that that's something that's meant for you and only you. Because you're a special little boy. A generation of people were told that, and then they grew up to be just irrevocably angry about extremely small things in video games, and they can't do that to me. I'm a special little boy. That's my theory on why the internet is so easily outraged over relatively small things these days. Sounds like somebody's in the house, so we're gonna pick this up later. Sorry about that momentary interruption, and now it's several hours later, and I'm still gonna try to do this episode. Gotta give the good people the Pokemon gameplay that they so desperately crave. I'll give Toby Keith a slight boost there so he can power through. So anyway, in the interim, in that brief second where hours actually passed, I saw a commercial in passing. It was just for some kind of meat products or something, and they had a song in the commercial that was to the tune of Modern Major General, and I was the only one in the room who recognized that, sadly. It's very lonely when things like that happen. No one else knew about Modern Major General, and I tried to explain it to them, but they didn't care. You guys know the song, don't you? The famous opera song from the 1800s. I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable and animal and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Mirror, Thunder, Waterloo, and order categorical. I am the fuck it. Close enough. Anyway, yeah, that one. I had it written down on a notepad file. The lyrics. I didn't come up with that off the top of my head. That would be amazing if I could do that, but that's not something that I'm capable of, not without great practice. Hell, I can't even be clear and understandable in these Let's Plays when I'm just making stuff up. How the hell am I supposed to do something like that? So yeah, I got all that just from a commercial for burgers, or was it hot dogs, or some kind of meat product, just a General Meats or what have you. Wasn't there some meat company that had a scandal recently when it was discovered that there was horse meat in their meat products and it wasn't supposed to be there? You know, I'd be willing, well, this is going to be a bit controversial, but I'd be willing to try horse meat if somebody offered it to me. I'd imagine it can't be that bad. Sorry, all you horse people out there. Anyway, there was some kind of show I saw once where there was some weird character they met who had eaten a bunch of strange animals that your average person wouldn't know about. He's all, oh yeah, I've had zebra and giraffe, and I've had all those animal meats over the years. And what was that from? I definitely heard that somewhere. Well, anyway, it's just, I'm worried that if I say all this stuff, all the easily offended horse people are gonna get upset, and there are many of them. I had a class in school when I was about 12 when the subject of horses came up, because we were talking about World War II, and the teacher was saying that at the time most of Eastern Europe's military was greatly behind. The Germans were using tanks and the Poles were still using horses. And somebody said, well, how do you kill a horse with a tank? They can move around so fast that you can't aim the gun properly. And the teacher said, well, you just run them over. And then one of the horse girls just screamed. It was really funny at the time. Those were the days. Gosh, that was like 13 years ago already. maybe, yeah, 13, that sounds about right. I still think about all those people, even though I haven't seen them in well over a decade, and I wonder how their lives turned out. Some days I wonder about these things, other days I think, well, who gives a damn about all those Melvins? All depends on my mood. I am an emotionally complex man. Maybe I shouldn't say that. The same phrase, emotionally complex man, was used to describe Tobascus, and he committed a horrible act, so maybe that's not the best word to go by. Does Tobascus still make stuff? I feel like I asked that in a recent episode. It's just been a strange day. Found out today that my neighbors are moving after they've lived there for 20 years, give or take. They're selling their house starting in like 48 hours, so this is all moving very fast, and pretty soon me and my family are gonna be the only remnant of the old neighborhood, the only people who haven't moved out. Slowly, one at a time, everybody's been moving on to who knows where, and there's nobody left. When I think about the neighborhood of my youth, it only exists within the confines of my memories. All my friends and neighbors have long since disappeared. So this latest group of people, they're gonna be the last ones. And at that point, I think we can officially declare that we're living in a new era. Dear me. I hear a noise out nearby, and I don't know if somebody's eavesdropping on this or what's going on. What else we got going on? So is this the part where I do the... Oh yeah, we're gonna mix up the party a little bit. Yeah, Angry Joe wasn't... It was too difficult to train him at this point. So we're gonna try and get somebody a bit more proficient. Gosh, I sound like a boss at some kind of office complex who's firing an employee. Oh dear, there's Machop with his famous catchphrase, "Wow, wow." Why couldn't they just have him repeat his name like in the cartoon? The cartoon. So JonTron put out a new video today. Only saw the first couple minutes, but he still got his sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. So that's kinda cool, I guess. Well, no it isn't, what am I saying? Isn't it cool to not like Raid Shadow Legends or whatever? I don't know, nobody talks to me. So anyway, we're going in this route to try and find a Drowsy. I think having a psychic type on the team would really balance out what we can do in terms of type balancing or what have you. But first we gotta find one. I don't know the encounter rate right off. Ah, well, there he is. Anyway, I was gonna say, if this was a Chugga Conroy video, he'd have all the encounter rates, like, broken down into percentages and displayed all across the screen, and, gosh, I wish I could do things like that, if I could actually put effort into these. But no, well, maybe someday. Maybe starting with the very next video, I'll look up the encounter rates and post them for you. Anywho, I'm trying to do bubble instead of water gun so I don't kill him off immediately. Even if Barney Rubble's offensive capabilities aren't the best, he's... Okay, come on. For God's sake, I hadn't even used a move and somehow he managed to disable the one move that we needed to catch him. It's just flat out sadistic. I don't know if I talked about this on the channel recently, but that guy who did the video for the Mario 64 Iceberg, he's actually confirmed that he's gonna do a video on the Pokemon Red and Blue, which is a decision that I really appreciate. Now, I did talk about this recently, because I think I mentioned Dwarf Fortress as another option, and people in the comments wanted him to do Iceberg videos on a bunch of stupid little baby games and make a video about Roblox or Paw Patrol the game. Okay, we gotta come up with a funny name for Drowsy. What's something that can complement everything else that we've done recently? Cause it's gotta fit in with Barney Rubble and Mr. Rowan Atkinson. Yeah, I was trying to name him Rwandan, like the country in Africa, but I spelled it wrong. As you can clearly see, it's just R-W, not R-O-W. I guess I'm not quite educated on matters of world geography, and now we've got a typo that's gonna follow us around for the rest of this playthrough. How shameful. Alright, Diglett's Cave is a good place to train your grass and your water types, but you probably already knew that. There's that famous webcomic where the guy goes into Diglett's Cave with the Bulbasaur, and when he comes out, the Bulbasaur's all super buff, and he's got the big muscles. And yeah, same idea here, except we're gonna try to do that with a Bellsprout. Surprisingly, I'm surprised it took that long to encounter a Diglett. Maybe they changed the encounter rate in Fire Red and Leaf Green. You ever see that comic where there was a Diglett on a chair and the caption just says, "Diglett, get off of that chair"? That doesn't even make sense. So, more Pokemon is coming soon. Yeah, stay tuned.